Hello and welcome back everybody to If My Heart Had Wings. So, last episode we saved Kotori from drowning, because for some reason apparently she can't float. And still wondering about that. And we also learned that apparently her sister is her caretaker? Question mark? Yeah, I guess we'll learn about that more. But let's see what today's episode has in store for us. Leave it to me! At Ageha's signal, I ran ahead to block the cat's escape route. Oh, are they catching a cat for Kotori? Maybe, I don't know, but that would be nice. Ageha and I blocked the stray cat's path and it searched for a third route. And there was... There was Kotori as she made an almost sickeningly cheerful smile. Yeah, that really doesn't that looks so wrong. Now that's how to talk to a cat. Kotori dangles an anchovy, which captivates the cat. What does that mean? Tortoise shell cat. Is that some sort of cat? Like a tortoise shell on a cat? What? I guess if the ducks were heads, maybe the cats were tortoise shells. However, as expected of a stray cat, it won't let down its guard easily. Kotori nods and takes out a small fishing rod. An anchovy hangs on the end of the line. Just like a blessing descending from heaven, this anchovy draws the stray cat's attention. With Kotori's skillful waving of the rod, she was almost literally reeling the cat towards her with the anchovy. Just as the cat reaches out its paws, Kotori times the pulling away of the anchovy so that the cat cannot reach it. Excuse me. It really was a little bit mean. Eventually, the cat, running out of patience, used its last resort. The cat jumped up onto Kotori's lap all by itself. Amazingly, the cat settled into Kotori's arms. I love it when a plan comes together. These days, can you admit that you actually love the 18? Because I really love the 18. I mean, the show was stupid for obvious reasons, but it was a fun, stupid show. I can't believe it fell for such a stupid plan. Hey, I mean, Hannibal's plans are always stupid, but they always work out in the end. I felt like saying, come on, stray cat, you can do better than that. Kotori shows a side that we've never seen before, and smiles affectionately while stroking the cat. The cat seems like he didn't really enjoy being stroked, but he's focused on the large amount of anchovies nearby, so it looks like he's not planning on running away. That reminds me of a time, like, I don't own animals, and to be quite honest, like, I'm not the biggest pet fan. Like, I like dogs, but I like them also when they're not around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to have animals around me all the time. But once, at work, there was a dog coming in. And I was like, what in the fuck is this dog doing here? I didn't even know whose dog it was and stuff like that. So I assumed it probably, like, it was staying outside and its owner was probably outside or something, or maybe it was inside. The person was inside. Like, I didn't know, but I figured it might be better if I put it on a leash outside, right? So I'll go to this dog and I'm like, obviously in German, but I'm saying like, oh, aren't you a good boy? Oh, come with me. Oh, aren't you a good boy? And this fucker actually followed me. Maybe it was a good dog, but maybe I'm also like a dog, maybe I speak the dog language, I don't know. But it actually worked out well. And also the owner showed up like shortly after, so everything was fine. But I was like, what am I going to do with this dog now?
この子、ノラのくせに美猫だね。よしよし。
Agia starts stroking him too. All girls like cats. I feel like that is a statement that is really not true. Is it okay if I stroke him too?
ほら、この子が怯えてるじゃない。せっかく苦労して捕まえたのに逃げられちゃったら困るよ。
Oh, but I like cats too. This seems a bit unfair.
次はなんだっけ?
Next is swimming in a bathtub, huh? I opened the notebook to check. Things I want to do. It's the list of bullet points that Kotori has written in a notebook.
とりあえず、この猫を撫でまくりたいはクリアだね。
We are now in the middle of clearing Kotori's list of things she still has left to do. As Ageha and I look at the notebook, Kotori looks at us sideways, but not with suspicion. How did the situation occur? To answer that, we need to go back to this morning. Milky surroundings of the picture imply that it is this morning. This morning I was in two minds as to whether or not I should return the withdrawal notice that I picked up to its rightful owner. Of course, you should give dropped items back to the owner, but if I did that, it seems that she would disappear from here, so I didn't give it back. If that's what she wants to do, I have no reason to stop her, but I was hesitant for some reason. So I was walking back and forth along the hallway, but Kotori, who was wearing her uniform, poked her head out of her room. She was furtively checking the situation outside. As our eyes meet, she slams the door shut. Why is she acting so suspiciously? Kotori is always doing something suspicious, but there is definitely something behind her behavior just now. I concealed myself in the dining hall for a while. I wait 10 minutes. Head appears from the little door at the bottom of Kotori's bedroom door. Are you telling me there is a dog door for the fucking duck? You've got to be shitting me. Head took a look around the entranceway, then came into the dining hall. Head goes back to Kotori's room. Did that ever work? What does she mean by alright? Kotori came sneaking out of her room. She took a peek into the dining hall just in case, and I hid behind the corner. Yeah, that is a very smart thing to tell yourself out loud. When she says that guy, it feels like she's talking about me. Kotori is wearing her uniform, but she isn't carrying her bag. In the entranceway, she opens up her notebook and looks inside. I sneaked up behind her. Are you going to skip school again today? Again, we talked about this. My ears, lady. Kotori jumped out, let out a scream, and threw the notebook. That is why you should stop sending a duck to scout for you. As I pick up the notebook that she dropped, I look at the open page. Things I want to do. This is the page I saw before. Could it be that you are planning to do all of this before you quit school? Seems like I was spot on. I handed back the notebook. Then I follow Kotori as she's about to leave. I'm going to help. It must be tough by yourself, right? Kotori looks at me like I'm an idiot. Well, we stop in front of the door, a step in front of the door. No, it actually said stop. This fucking game. The doorbell rings. I feel like in the end of the game we can make a this fucking game compilation of me complaining about writing errors. Who could it be at this time? Well, who could it be? Wow, I'm so surprised. Ageha. What did you come here for?
ほらさ、
Agia pulls me towards her and whispers into my ear.
昨日変な感じだったし、そろそろまたサボるんじゃないかって思って。
So she came all the way here to ask Kotori to go to school with her. Bullseye.
マジっすか?
Yeah, the truth is that... How should I explain this? Kotori, I'm just gonna borrow your notebook. I go back to Kotori and take the notebook.
こら!
Using that, I explain the situation to Ageha. I explained that today she wants to finish the things I want to do list that is written in this notebook. I don't tell her about Kotori's plans to quit school.
これは大仕事だね。
Ageha groans a little as she looks at the list.
そうよ。だから今日は学校休むから。そうするしかないよね。私も手伝うよ。
You know what? Like, in general, I'm really not against this, but I feel like we're kinda on a limited time schedule with the club, so do we have time for this nonsense? But I suppose this will probably end in Kotori joining it, so I'll guess it's fine. That is how Ageha and I ended up with Kotori, against her wishes, to clear the things remaining on the list one by one. By the way, as far as us urgently searching for members for the club goes, last night we came up with a possible prospect. That's why we're going with Kotori. My man Aoi. He's a genius. He is a genius. Why did I ever doubt him? Why did I do that? Have faith in me. Aoi has everything under control.
もういいから、あなたたちは学校行きなさいよ。
Said Kotori while stroking the cat, but we don't listen.
じゃあ次は伊藤さんとこのペディグリーだね。
Can I just say that I hate that the dog's name is Pedigree? Stroke the head of the big dog. We already know. The Ito family are rich and have a well-known and very large dog called Pedigree that roams around freely in the garden. We've explained that like 3 times now. When we were kids, it was rare to see such big dogs, and we would often watch him lumbering around their spacious lawn. I'd like to ride around on its back? So far, I have lifted up Kotori on 2 occasions. Both times she was light as a feather. Well, perhaps that is exaggerating slightly, but she was really light.
ハバネさんならギリギリいけるかもね。なんたってセントバーナードだもん。
Even a Saint Bernard dog is not meant to be ridden on. They are meant to rescue people in mountain areas, actually. Did you know, actually, that back in the day, Saint Bernard dogs, when they were rescuing people, always had like a little barrel of alcohol with them, because because people were freezing and stuff. And back in the day, well, actually, to this day, many people believe that alcohol warms you up, which it actually doesn't. You only feel warmer, but it doesn't actually heat you up. but yeah, so if you were ever planning on getting into an avalanche, there may be a Saint Bernard dog that makes you drunk while waiting for the actual person to save you. Pedigree is the Saint Bernard. They are pretty huge, yes they are. Well, seriously, considering Kotori's silly idea, we headed towards the Ito's house. So, did she ride on it? Said Ageha as she put the baggage down on the grass.
でも、ここは風があって気持ちいいね。
Today is dry and sunny, and the temperature isn't that high. It's quite hot in the sunlight, but there is a nice breeze. Here, I threw a sports drink to Ageha.
Oh, thank you.
There's one for you too, Kotori. I take some orange juice from the convenience store bag and pass it to Kotori.
ありがとう。
Do you want to sit down here? Ageha, give me a hand, would you? Ageha, who looks like she's enjoying her sports drink, gets up and comes over.
何するの？
I want to put you down here.
いいって。おう、そうだね。
I leave lifting up Kotori to Ageha and tell her how to do it while I give a hand from the side.
よいしょっと。ありがとう。
Kotori sits down on the grass and looks comfortable as she stretches her back.
お尻が蒸れた。
Oh yeah, that must be horrible, by the way. Like sitting the whole day. Like in the beginning, if you have to start using a wheelchair, your butt must be in so much pain. It seems that wheelchairs can get quite hot in the summer.
さあ、お弁当お弁当。
The time is now 12:30. It's exactly the time for lunch break. We spread out the lunch boxes that we brought and the juice and snacks we bought from the convenience store. I gotta say, man, this music always gets me. Like, to be honest, as of now, most tracks of this game are kinda unrecognizable. You know? I mean, I get it, there's slice of life, background music stuff, but I remember the slice of life background music stuff of Katawa Shoujo, or even Everlasting Summer, even though I sometimes complain about Everlasting Summer's music being too recognizable, so that it kinda makes you listen more to the music than actually read the text. But you know, it's very recognizable. The music in this game, I feel, is like its weak point. It's really forgettable, I feel. But this theme is so good. We spread out the lunch boxes that we brought and the juice and snacks we bought from the convenience store. We don't have a sheet, but it feels like we're having a picnic.
いただきます。いただきます。
The only problem is I feel like this song is louder than everything else. I had met mine in Kotori's lunchboxes and Ageha had brought her own.
ほう、ハバネさんハンバーグだ。ねえねえ、春巻きと交換しよう。いいけど。やったー！
Ageha looks like she's enjoying the burger that she got by trading as she wolfs it down.
葵、料理上手だよね。女として自信なくすわ。
The other day he didn't cook colorful enough, and now he's fuck it. Your mom's good at cooking, though. Your mom is good at cooking, though, isn't she?
いやいや、現役主婦と比べなさんな。
Kotori's face seemed to say that she wasn't really suited to the situation as she quietly ate her lunch. However, she didn't look as irritated as she was before. Ageha either hadn't noticed or was pretending not to have noticed and carried on behaving the same way as she always does.
私、学校サボったの初めて。今まで休みたいって思ったの注射の日くらいだったからさ。でもこうやって友達と遊ぶならたまにはいいかも。
Said Ageha playfully. She seems quite excited about skipping school for the first time. If your mom finds out, she's totally gonna kick your ass. Ageha's mother doesn't hold back when she gives her daughters a kick in the ass. I've been kicked too, many times, like when Ageha and I got playing tricks. Those kicks are big, heavy, and painful. And these days, this is child abuse.
言っちゃダメだからね。
Okay, got it. She'd kick me too for something like this. I say that, but I don't want her to worry unnecessarily.
ねえ、次は何？
Oh, does that work in Japan? As mentioned, in Germany, if you're under the age of 18, or maybe she already is 18, I don't know, but your parents have to excuse you, so that wouldn't work. We all look at the notebook. We managed to finish 5 of them this morning. As for pedigree, the Itos recognized Ageha, and they let us into the garden. We weren't able to have her ride on his back, but Kotori gave Pedigree a hug, so we counted that as a success. In the end, it was quite tough for her to roll around and play with him. Pedigree probably weighs more than Kotori. Not only probably, pedigree probably weighs as much as I do. On top of that, he licked her all over her face, and she looked like she was full of emotion.
カフェフラックスに行く。
Agia reads out from the list. Where is that?
あれだよ、ウィンディにある。それはもういいの。
Kotori, who had suddenly gone red, drew a line through that entry with a red pen. Agia whispers into her ear.
誰か一緒に行きたい人いるの？違う、ただの勘違い。
Something was said to Kotori, and now she's desperately trying to cover something up. What could it be?
ちょっと大人な雰囲気のカフェだよ。有名なパティシエがプロデュースした店で、スイーツが美味しいんだって。だから違うって勘違いなの。学校で誰かが話してるのを聞いて美味しそうだなって思っただけで、そういう場所とは知らなかったのよ。
That kind of place? It's not just a normal... Oh, no. Is it a cosplay cafe? Please don't tell me it's like a maid cafe or shit.
カップル客をターゲットにしてて、
Ah,
店にはそういうお客さん
okay.
がうじゃうじゃ。
I was already like, ooh, no, no, no. Like, aren't maid cafes the most embarrassing thing, like, ever? Like, who actually goes there? Like, I'm sorry, I'm really not a judgmental person. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But, like, maid cafes, no, I'll judge you.
風ヶ浦の若い腐女子たちにとっては、デートであそこに行くのが一種のステータスになってるってわけ。本当に知らなかったんだからね。
Pow. Kotori points at me. She's strongly denying it, but it's not like I really have any suspicions about it.
葵と言ってくれば？
Why don't you go with everyone? I feel like it's probably not a rule to go there on a date, is it?
何を言ってるの？だからそんなつもりで書いたんじゃ。
Kotori had gone red and was looking down. Well, I don't mind. Is that place expensive?
ケーキが一つ800円くらいから、紅茶もだいたいそれくらいだったかな。
That is a little steep.
本場仕込みのミルフィーユが看板メニューなんだけど、すんごい美味しいらしいよ。そっちは一つ1300円ね。
For one cake. I guess it is in the same place as the supermarket that sells high-grade marbled meat for 2,980 yen for 100 grams. For doing the work of the dorm mother, I can get a small allowance from my mom, so next month will be okay.
だから違うって言ってんでしょうが。紅茶とケーキが美味しいお店だって、素敵なお店だって誰かが言ってるのを聞いたから。別に男の子とデートしてみたいなんて言ってない。
It must be important because she said it twice. I was overwhelmed by her vigor and nodded in agreement without saying anything.
はい、この話はおしまい。
As she one-sidedly dropped the subject, she used the pen to thoroughly blot out that entry. It might have bled through to the other side of the page.
葵、残念そうな顔してない？
Oh? No, I don't.
甘いもの好きだもんね。
Yeah. I wouldn't get disappointed about something like that. Besides, did I really look disappointed? Agia cleared away the lunch boxes and opened a bag of snacks. We bought a lot because it felt like we were going on an excursion. While Ageha eats some Pretsch snacks... Pretsch? She takes another look at the notebook after Kotori had finished blotting it out. Speaking of which, we were in the middle of talking about what to do next.
ねえ、これ何？
Ageha was looking at the entry at the number 1 spot on the list. Just now, it was written much bigger than the other entries. I want to pass through the passage of cloud. Yeah, I thought that was quite mysterious too. What is that?
さあ。
What do you mean you don't know?
だってそれ書いたの私じゃないもの。
Huh? Answered Kotori while crunching the Pretsch snacks that Agi had given her. Now that she mentions it, the handwriting is different. eat as much Hargendorch as I want, and so on are written in nice uniform writing. Compared to the meticulously neat handwriting I want to pass through the passage of cloud was written in a way that seemed bold and spirited.
じゃあ誰が書いたの？ノートの持ち主よ。私が見つけた時にはもう書いてあったの。
Ah, is that where she knows Iska from? Okay. There are a few entries written in this unbrimbled fashion, and below are the neatly written entries. Kotori had added to it, continuing from what someone else had written. You found it? What do you mean?
私が飛び予想に来た時、部屋で見つけたの。
So is Iska a girl? I know I'm really hard on that Iska theory, that she kinda knows him, but only like hardly, you know. But that seems so likely.
棚の隙間に隠してあったのよ。じゃあこれ、ハバネさんのノートじゃないんだ。ええ、多分前に住んでた子の日記よ。
When she says that it's a diary, I feel hesitant to just go ahead and open it. Had Kotori read it?
じゃあ誰かの日記の続きにハバネさんが書いたってこと？
Without thinking, Agiha and I both made a face like why, while Kotori remained quiet. I don't think that it's because it would be a shame to waste the unused pages. The thing that I was more concerned about was... I want to pass through the passage of cloud? What is a passage of cloud? If it's clouds we're talking about... I look up. There's a blue sky and a few clouds, and then a giant windmill. The windmill blades moving around slowly in the wind look a lot like the wings of a glider.
じゃあ次はこれ。献血。みんなで血を抜きましょう。
Are you people all of age that you're allowed to do that? I guess that kind of confirms that everyone is of age.
最後のは結構きつかったね。
Yeah, really, like, I never had a problem with needles. My eyes are still flickering. Yeah, that happened to me once. Like, I also donate blood from time to time. And once I actually kind of got sick for like a day. It was really weird because I never experienced that before or after. Just this one time. Last thing we did was complete Lady and Silver Gun. Actually, donating blood is probably the last thing you should do, because after donating blood you're not supposed to do stressful things. The final entry on the list. If you're wondering what that is, it's a shoot-'em-up game, and until just now we were at the video game arcade, where we finally completed it by repeatedly using continues and taking turns. Because it was so hard, it made getting to the ending all the more impressive.
いやー、なかなかの名作だったね。
I'm no good at shoot-'em-ups. The best at this game was Agiha, then Kotori. It seemed that Kotori had played it from time to time when she skipped school before. She must have gotten mad with the incredible difficulty of this game and said, one day I will complete this game, and added that to the entry of the notebook, it seems. We had to spend 3,000 yen to complete it.
これでリストは全部クリア？
We had also finished the entries that Kotori hadn't written while we were at it. The only one left was to pass through the passage of clouds. Since we didn't know what that meant, we had virtually cleared the whole list.
終わってみるとなんかあっけないね。
I'm glad we finished before dinner.
そうだね。遊ぶならまた別の日にすればいいもんね。
What's up?
なんでもない。
Kotori's expression seems dark. The same as Agiha, it looks like she feels unexpectedly disappointed now that it's all over. Like it wasn't enough.
さてと、お腹空いたし、そろそろ帰りますか。
Hopefully your mom won't find out about this.
大丈夫だって、うちの谷そんなに豆じゃないし。
But Hotaru is quite serious. If she realizes that he hadn't gone to school, she might tell your mom, right?
そん時は葵も芋づる式だからね。
What? How could you? Are you gonna tell on me?
5年ぶりにお母さんのケツキック食らいなさい。
Yeah, that's true though. She said jokingly and turned to face Kotori.
今日はありがとう。 ハバネさんのおかげですっごい楽しかった。じゃあまた明日ね。
Mata ashta, she said with a smile and turned to leave. With a spring in her step, she walked up the gentle slope. Kotori went to say something, so Ageha stopped walking. Kotori looked down and faltered as she spoke. This time, she looked like she was about to cry. Ageha waited for a little while for Kotori to open her mouth. Patiently. However, Kotori didn't say anymore. Jesus, do you feel like I'm deaf game? She doesn't say Kotori.
私ね、本当は今日お話があって会いに行ったんだ。お話？一緒にやろうよ、スワーリング部。葵から聞いたよ。グライダーのこと詳しいんでしょ？ガレージに行くのいつも楽しみにしてたんでしょ？一緒にやったら絶対楽しいって。きっと毎日が今日みたいだよ。だからね。
Probably not though. That's not how life works, but okay. Agea closed her mouth and waited for a reply. There was no mistake that Kotori was in two minds. She was certainly interested in gliders, so I think she would actually really like to join the soaring club. That's why now she might be able to express those feelings.
やらないって言ってるでしょ。どうして？どうしてもよ。あなたには関係ない。
Ageha's expression dropped at Kotori's blunt refusal.
どうしてそういう言い方になるかな。余計なこと聞いてくるからでしょ。そんなだからクラスでも浮いちゃうんだって思わない？
This time, Kotori seemed irritated by Ageha's remark.
浮いてて悪かったわね。誰かさんみたいに八方美人じゃないだけよ。
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, man. And after we all had such a good day. That's way too real. This is how real life works sometimes. No, I don't even want to go on clicking.
八方美人ですって。
Thank you. Although it's probably too late. Hold it. Come down, both of you. Why are you arguing all of a sudden? I step in so they can't ignore me. After we had such a fun day, let's just cut it. Whoa. Agea pushed me aside like I was in her way. It's no good. It looked like she was quite pissed off about the kissing up comment. I mean, fair enough. That was really under the belt line, like...
この間のことはみんなが悪いって思うよ。あんな風に言われたらハバネさんが怒るのも当然だもん。けどハバネさんにだって悪いところがあったと思う。どこがよ。ほらその態度。
Agea pointed her finger at Kotori's face as if to say, there, irrefutable evidence. I mean, maybe Kotori needs this talk though. I don't know.
挑戦的っていうか、なんていうか。そんなだからみんなに誤解されちゃうんだよ。今日一緒に遊んだみたいにさ、もっと普通に打ち解ければいいじゃんか。親切にどうも別に頼んでないけど。何その言い方。あなたってほんと親切よね。は？知ってるんだから。私にやたらと話しかけてきたの先生に頼まれたからなんだって。
Faltering for a moment from hearing Kotori's words, Agea stayed tight-lipped. Her cheeks went red.
私はそれとも私のことがかわいそうだから親切にしてくれてたの？
So it's basically really all Kotori's insecurity.
そういうのもううんざりなのよ。
Yeah, see? Kotori told her and turned her wheelchair sideways.
さよなら。
Hey! With that, she left by herself. Ageha?
いいの。ハバネさんの言ったこと全部本当だから。
But that's not the reason why you did it though, is it? Aren't you also being misunderstood? Man, Aoi dropping the truth bombs, as always. Why didn't you say that when Kotori was still there?
ごめん。もう帰るね。
Ageha, this time looking like she didn't want to talk, with trembling shoulders, climbed the gentle slope. I watched her from behind as she left and then hurried back to the dormitory. Kotori. Hey. Kotori. Maybe I should have yelled more. Apparently he was yelling. Her head came out as if to protest about the noise. Hey, is your buddy in there? Get out of the way, will ya? I move head out of the way and take a peek into Kotori's room through the duck door. Damn, head is in the way, I can't see. Ah, Kanako. I thought he was startled. Has she come back yet? Yeah, kind of. Can I ask you to prepare dinner? Please. Hey, I mean, I said Ageha's best girl, but actually Kanako is best girl. Because she's a good eater, but she can't cook, I feel like this is my representative. On the other hand, I don't run around naked, so... That's not what it looks like, though. I call out to her, but without surprise. Kotori looks at me for a moment before quickly looking back at the lake. At night, the lake looks like a vast black mass of darkness lying sideways. On the other side is Windmill Hill, which looks beautiful when illuminated. Since she hadn't come back to the dormitory, I guessed that she might be here, and this is where I found her. What are you doing here? A self-assessment? I say it in a light-hearted way, but she doesn't answer. Let's go back. It's almost time for dinner. Kotori shook her head. You can't stay here, can you? Why not? She mumbled quietly as her cheeks quivered for a moment. What do you mean? It sounded like she was getting tearful. Kotori. Yes, that's true. You can't round off a fun day with an argument. For me too, today was an unbelievably fun day. It was like going back to when I was a kid, playing stupid pranks from the morning until sunset. Right now, the thing that makes me feel a little pleased is the fact that I know that Kotori feels the same way. About Ageha. I didn't see the things that happened in the class, so I can't really say, but... she's a simple person, so I don't think she would have done what the teacher asked if she didn't want to. However, even if she hadn't been asked, she's the type who would just do it anyway. That sometimes causes problems though, right? I said jokingly, and Kotori smiled just a little. And today she wasn't asked to, but she skipped school with us, didn't she? That was the first time she had skipped school and only stuck with us because that is how things turned out. She's not a bad person. Maybe she really thinks that she wants to be a friend. That's what I think. Even Ageha wouldn't go this far just for the sake of being kind. Really? I imagine Kotori jumping up from the floor and launching an attack on the opponent's court. No doubt about it. She would have been brilliant, spectacular.
それが事故で足を怪我して、私が行ってた学校にはエレベーターなんてなかったし、校舎の至るところに段差があって。
A step of as little as 5 centimeters is a huge obstacle for a wheelchair.
学校に通うことさえ困難になった。
Oh, that is why she's so frustrated with school. Could have thought of that earlier.
怪我する前のような生活。放課後みんなでハンバーガー食べに行ったり、服を買いに行ったり、そんな当たり前のことが何一つできなくなった。仲の良かった友達は気がつくとみんな離れていってたわ。一緒に遊べないんだから当然よね。
It can't be true. If they were your friends, hey, you're one to talk. If they were your friends, they wouldn't care. They still can still hang out with you. Saying that might just be oversimplifying things, though. At the very least, that is her actual experience of it.
ある時、ホームルームで私がみんなから孤立してるのに気づいた先生が、ハバネさんはかわいそうな子なんです。もっと仲良くしてあげましょう。
Oh, fuck.
すごいショックだった。自分がどんな境遇にいるのか思い知らされて。
Like some teachers really, fuck it.
その後、一人でこっそり泣いたわ。悔しくて、情けなくて、そんな風に気を使われるのが嫌でしょうがなかった。
Kotori's hands were trembling as she held onto the hem of her skirt. It looked like the frustration of the time had come back to haunt her.
だからここへ来たの。完全バリアフリーの学校なら誰にも迷惑をかけず一人でやっていけるって。
At our school, Kotori can go there by herself and can get in and out of the classroom without anyone's help.
けどやっぱりダメだった。学校って場所は一人でやっていけるようにはできてないのよね。
Whoops. It's not just a physical problem. It's a social environment, and you can't get by without being involved with other people.
おまけにタイヤがパンクしたら遭難の危機だし、一人でお風呂にも入れないんですもの。なんかもう疲れちゃった。
She murmured as she spoke and looked across the windmill hill on the other bank. The composed forms of the giant windmills seemed to have a calming effect on her. That would be pretty tiring, wouldn't it?
でしょ？私、結構頑張った方だと思わない？
I do. I agreed from the bottom of my heart. I can't just say something simple like, try even harder. Thank you, that would have been a very Japanese answer.
ソアリング部の部員集め、うまくいってるの？
It looks like we might be able to do something. I just hope we make it in time, though.
そう、よかった。あの変な先輩、ずっと一人で頑張ってたんでしょ？途中で終わらせちゃ、かわいそうだもんね。私も一度でいいから飛んでみたかったの。あのグライダーで。
Kotori narrows her eyes as she speaks. She looks across to the sky above Windmill Hill. Hey, you don't really want to quit school, do you?
そんなことないわ。お父さんやお母さんも心配してるし。
Ah, so she has parents that are alive.
私が学校辞めて家に帰れば喜んでくれる。
Kotori smiled when she said that, but to me it looked like she was forcing herself to smile. I sat next to Kotori and just like her looked at the view of the opposite bank. Before I came back to Kasugaoda, I was in the cycle racing club at school rally, far from here. When I started to speak, she glanced at me and didn't say anything while she listened to me. There are sports scholarships for that too, you know. I trained desperately every day, so that I would be exempt from paying tuition fees, and in order to win races. The practice was seriously, though. But riding the bike felt good, so it didn't really feel like such hard work. Bicycle road races are incredibly tiring. In a big competition, you cycle 100 kilometers in one day.
100キロ。それはすごいわね。
It is, isn't it? Also, you have to go over hills on the way. Hill climbing is completely hell. While climbing, I always wanted to give up. But after climbing it, cycling down the hill feels amazing. I couldn't tell if Kotori was impressed or envious when she responded. That part is fun, so that is why I thought I'd try racing. In one competition, I came third.
すごいじゃない。それって全国大会だったの？
I nod with pride. Actually, that is one of the few things I can be proud of. Anshan came to watch. I was really happy about that. But then I got greedy. In the first race of the second year, I had an accident. While in the middle of the downhill section, I was involved with another bike that had fallen down, of all things. In that situation, I was competing with several other bikes. I was in a hurry to get to the front and got too close to another bike. Then the accident occurred. The other bike suddenly lost its balance and I got tangled up with it and hit the asphalt while traveling at high speed. With a bitter smile, I roll up the leg of my pants on the right leg and show her. With that accident, my life as a racer ended all too soon. The scar from the surgery is still fresh. Kotori looked at it and seemed to be lost for words. If it were her, she would be able to say that she got away with just the scar. Guess. But you can't really compare these things, can you? With rehabilitation, I was able to walk again, and now I have no problems with everyday life, and the doctor said so too. But I can't ride a bike anymore.
それが前の学校を辞めた理由？
I nod quietly. I was a scholarship student, so it was hard for me to be there after I withdrew from school, but I could have stayed there. However, my friends from the racing cycle club were there, and I would watch them practicing. While I watched them doing their best from afar, I was unable to live a normal life. My leg recovered after the rehabilitation, but instead, I felt really depressed. I thought that would have been better if I couldn't move at all, because I could have just given up on it. It was painful and difficult, and I didn't know how to handle all of my unfocused thoughts. That's why I came back. I ran away back to my hometown. Somehow, I felt a sense of relief, and I wrapped the story. Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've spoken to Kotori about this. I haven't even confided in Ageha and the others about this. Well, I guess you could, put that together, though.
逃げたくなることもあるわ。生きるのって楽しいことより辛いことの方が多いんだもの。
The things that Kotori says to comfort me are actually really pessimistic. That must be how she really feels. However, I didn't tell her this because I wanted to be comforted. There are still things I want to say. There are some things that I realized from running away. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere left to run to. It's like a dead end. But I cannot see the way forward either.
あるわよ。あなたなら他にも。
I thought I would regret it. Running away, I mean. But it wasn't like that. My hometown is the same as it always was. It kindly welcomed me back.
よかったじゃない。
That makes it even worse. The warmth of my hometown, it makes me forget my pain and impatience. It feels like I'm gradually being paralyzed. The pain, the importance of the thing that I had lost. I'm forgetting them, little by little. If I lose that, will I still be me?
あなたにはあるわ。グライダーが。
Oh man. I'm actually a little bit teared up, you know. Like those are this is some real shit. I guess I'll talk about it when we're done. You have something, the glider. Oh, whoops, that's her text. Yeah. I'm excited to think I could fly in it. I envision myself flying through the air as I look to the night sky. After that, Kotori looks down. Do you have something like that? Something ahead of you if you quit school and go back to your hometown. Kotori looked at me while she was in shock. She desperately tried to hold back the tears that were welling up and about to fall from her eyes. Whether something lay ahead or not, I realized then that she had a deep conflict within, even more than I thought she had. You don't think there is anything ahead, do you? That's why, if you have nothing left to do, everything is over? If you want a bath, I'll help you get in. If you get a puncture, I'll fix it for you. I'll help you if you need it so... A tear ran down Kotori's cheek. But it was only a single tear. I went to get to the withdrawal notice that I had stuck to the back of the drawer. When I held the withdrawal notice in my hand, the terrible things that I had said to her came to the back of my mind. Do you have something like that? Something ahead of you if you quit school and go back to your hometown? I regret those words as I offer her the withdrawal notice. You dropped this, so I picked it up. However, Kotori didn't take it straight away. For her to take that would be for her to decide her own future. But in the end, she reached out her hand. I quickly pulled it away and she seemed embarrassed. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give it back. I held on to it and left the room. Jesus, we go from that to this. Maybe we needed a little mood light now, I guess. I walk up beside Kanako as I make it look like I'm rummaging around in the kitchen. Not long after, Kotori comes into the dining hall. That is too bad. I've already hidden it somewhere else. I won't accept it. Just give it another chance. Feelings that the situation wasn't fair were bubbling up inside me. I know how Kotori feels. It must have been incredibly difficult, and it makes me feel a pain in my chest just imagining it. But it's only been 10 days since I came here. I feel like I want to do something for her. But it isn't the time that I've been given too short. I get it. I'm just being nosy. I totally get it. No way. If you want it back, look for it yourself. The hell if I know. I whistled badly and played dumb. Kotori's face has gone red. Looks like rage gauge has reached max. Firing off a few parting shots, Kotori hurries out of the dining hall. The door at the end of the hallway closed with a slam. I pull the piece of paper out from under my shirt. Thank you for your help. Oh man, that was an ending I did not expect. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, this is a long episode, but I want to talk about a few things. So please. Please bear with me now that I talk about it. Like, I really got emotional doing this because, I mean, these are questions, I guess at least, that most of us have wondered about, like, are the hardship worth it? And at least the older ones that are watching this, which are basically everybody, because I watched the YouTube statistics and I know you're all in my age, or at least around my age. Like, there comes a point in life where you realize that maybe you aren't something big, you know? Like in my case, for example, I always thought like I'd be a history professor when I grow up or something like that, and that never happened, and it probably won't ever happen. And like accepting your own limitations, especially if they are taken by such an outside occurrence as in Kotori's case, or in Aoi's face, that must really hurt. I totally get it. And having worked for it so hard and it only becoming fading memories, you know? Like sometimes you think about it and it hurts. It really does. I really get this feeling. If you forget about the dreams that you once had, were they even true? You know what I mean? It's tough. It's really tough. But actually, it's interesting how he then handled the situation by basically saying, "I won't give it back. I'll make the decision for you. I'll need some time, and then I'll fix you." I mean, I kind of wonder if that is the right thing to do, because is he the person really to fix her? Is it up to him? It's probably none of his business. And also, he just can't fix her by himself. But he can at least try helping guide her, because, you know, he is in a similar situation. Obviously, he's not as bad a case as she is, because, you know, he only got taken away his dream, basically. She got taken away her normal everyday life. So this is hard to compare, you know. But again, I often feel like it's not really how bad you feel is not dependent on how bad you really have it, you know. I feel like someone with a better outlook on life can have an easier time in a wheelchair than someone with a bad outlook on life not being able to go bike racing. So, you know, it kind of depends, as always, although this is a platitude, I know, but it depends how you deal with it. But I really get the feeling that both of them have, and it's interesting that Kotori's behavior really comes from her kind of inferiority complex, being a burden to everyone and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess I really get where she's coming from, like feeling that everybody is always just nice to you because they pity you. That is probably not the best feeling. And the thing is, often, I mean, this is like a really vicious cycle, because if you think people are just nice to you because they are pitying you, you're also always suspicious of people who are just nice because that's the thing, you know, or because they actually like you or whatever. You know what? I actually appreciated this real talk with Kotori a lot, because, as mentioned, sometimes I kind of hated her Tsum behavior, but I feel like I get it more now. Like, it will still go on my nerve, and I will probably complain about it in the future, but I get it a bit more. Even though I kind of suspected something like that, being told what actually really is going on was really helpful for me to kind of grasp the magnitude of Kotori's bad feelings. Well then, that was probably this episode is probably an hour long, isn't it? Maybe more. But oh well, I hope it is worth it. So, thank you everybody for watching. I'm still so I'm kind of emotionally drained right now. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and come back for the next episode. Bye bye.